He targeted a certain group of people, and that's black people.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Make sure you subscribe. I mean subscribe now. Okay, enough with the chit chat. Let's get straight into it. On August the 26th, there was a mass shooting took place at a Dollar General in Jacksonville, Florida. It was said that the shooter shot 3 people before turning the gun onto himself. Let's pause and listen to the rest of the story.
As soon as I walked right past him, I heard, "Fa, fa." I turned around, I seen him drop.
No, he targeted a certain group of people, and that's black people. That's what he said he wanted to kill.
This makes no sense. I am very, very angry right now. I'm emotional. You know, we got kids in this community seeing all of this, and this is unnecessary.
I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating this is for all of us.
3 victims and the shooter have all been killed in a shooting at the Dollar General on Kings Road near Edward Waters University.
Afternoon, police say a man in a vest and mask shot and killed 3 people at a Dollar General on Kings Road. Sheriff T.K. Waters says the shooting was racially motivated. This is a picture of Ryan Palmeter, who shot and killed himself. Mayor Donna Deegan called the shooter and this a hate-filled tragedy.
Where this targeted shooting happened is a predominantly African-American community and area. We've seen so many people locking arms in unity as they grieve this tragedy. A racially motivated shooting, killing 3 people, manifestos detailing what the sheriff described as disgusting ideologies of hate.
Families that have lost someone need you right now. They need comfort right now, my father.
Tonight, heartbreak throughout the Jacksonville community. A racially motivated shooting leaves 3 people dead and the suspect turning the gun on himself.
Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people. He wanted to kill.
A white man in his early 20s left behind several manifestos in his Clay County home before coming to the Newtown area, Jacksonville, killing 2 black men and a black woman at a Dollar General. He was wearing a tactical vest at the time of the shooting. This is a picture of Ryan Palmeter. Sources and neighbors confirmed he was the shooter.
This was, quite frankly, a maniac who decided he wanted to take lives. That's an outlier. That doesn't represent who we are as a city and who we are as a people.
This AR-15 style rifle and Glock were the guns police say were used in this mass shooting. You can see swastikas drawn on the rifle.
Each and every one that is around in this circle.
Several prayer vigils were held after the shooting. Community members locking arms in unity. Councilwoman Jacoby Pittman was extremely emotional.
This makes no sense. I am very, very angry right now. I'm emotional. You know, we got kids in this community seeing all of this, and this is unnecessary. You know, it's unjust that we can't even walk on the sidewalks. We're not safe in any store.
Adrian Rawls was in the area and told me he had stopped at a store and said hey to a friend before gunshots went off.
As soon as I walked right past him, I heard, "Fa, fa." I turned around, I seen him drop.
The suspect went to Edward Waters University first, but was escorted off campus. A neighbor I spoke with didn't want to show her face, but said she knows all the employees over at the Dollar General, telling us the cashier was one of the victims.
He's real sweet. He just got out of school, you know. He was a real sweet young fellow.
And Mayor Donna Deegan with a strong message to the black community.
I love them. I am so sorry that we have failed you in the ways that we have, and that I will do everything in my power not to do that going forward.
Now, neighbors also told us that the gunman had let 2 white women out of the store. 2 white women out of the store.
First, on behalf of the entire FBI, I want to express my deepest sympathies to the loved ones of those innocent souls that we lost in today's attack. No life should ever be lost to this kind of violence, and our thoughts are with the families tonight after this tragic event. Immediately upon learning about the shooting, FBI agents rushed to the scene to assist our partners at JSO. As we speak, members of our evidence response team and our investigative specialists continue to work alongside JSO to ensure every FBI resource is brought to bear to aid in this investigation. I have committed to Sheriff Waters that our assistance will continue for as long as necessary. In addition, FBI Jacksonville is coordinating with the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Florida. We have opened a federal civil rights investigation, and we will pursue this incident as a hate crime. Hate crimes are always and will always remain a top priority for the FBI because they are not only attack on a victim, they are also meant to threaten and intimidate an entire community. Everyone has a right to feel safe in their communities and in their homes, and I assure you, the FBI will bring every resource we have to bear to bring justice to the families of those innocent lives we lost today.
We had multiple city leaders come out to this area, including Mayor Donna Deegan, Representative Angie Nixon, and we saw City Council member Jacoby Pittman and Rockman Johnson. They came out and held a community prayer in the middle of the street, gathering the community together, many of them crying out, some of them fearful that their family members might be involved in this violence. A lot of people just praying for an end and for a peaceful solution here in this community. Now, we had the chance to talk with Councilwoman Pittman, who she was very emotional, again, having seen this violence before, and she's calling on the community to come together. Take a listen.
Our sheriff is doing the best that he can, but as an alignment and resources to the community, we got to keep working together. This right here today was a tragedy.
We're calmed down. We just had a prayer circles. Many pastors have been showing up. There were some representatives, city council members, also many people from the religious community here to stand with all of the neighbors here in this area. Now things are more calm and people have settled down, but they're still here waiting for information. I've also spoken with several people who say that they almost went and were in the area of the Dollar General, going into the store right before this happened, and then something held them up and they ended up not going inside. But like we said, a lot of people are here now and they're just trying to lend support to their neighbors.
And then when we turned on the news, and we found out it was a mass shooting, we had to come. It was like right behind us. This is our own neighborhood. We can't even go to the store. Why would somebody want to do that?
Obviously, it's heartbreaking. You know, it's a heartbreaking thing for our community for these things to happen. Anytime that you have a situation where a neighborhood has to deal with this type of tragedy, it's just awful. And it's happened in this neighborhood way too many times. So obviously, we still need to find some better solutions. But I'm really out here today because I just want to show the community that that we're all out here and we care. You know, I can't believe it's just so awful that they have got to deal with this type of thing time and time again. And we've got to find some better ways of dealing with this violence. It's just heartbreaking.
Tonight I stand side by side with our law enforcement partners, our mayor, city leaders, to share the heartbreaking news that Jacksonville has suffered the loss of 3 precious lives at the hands of an active shooter. This afternoon, a little after 1 p.m., an individual we have not yet officially identified entered a Dollar Tree in the Newtown area of Jacksonville, outfitted with a tactical vest, armed with an AR-style rifle and a handgun. Then the shooter killed 3 people before turning the gun on himself, taking his own life. Other than the 3 individuals killed and the shooter himself, there are no additional people who suffered gunshot wounds. We are not identifying the deceased victims at this time, but I can tell you that there are 2 male victims and 1 female victim. All of the deceased victims are black. Multiple units from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office responded to this active shooter scene, as did members of Jacksonville Fire Rescue, our mayor, and city leaders. We are still in the very early stages of this investigation, so there's a lot of information that we don't know at this time. I will share with you the information that I have been able to verify. The shooter was believed to have resided in Clay County with his parents. He was involved in a 2016 domestic call in Clay County with no arrest. In 2017, he did have a Baker Act. We know that at 11:39 a.m. today, Sheriff Cook gave us information that he left Clay County, headed to Jacksonville. At 1:18 p.m., he texted his father and told his father to check his computer. At 1:53 p.m., the shooter's family members called the Clay County Sheriff's Office. By that time, he had already began shooting in Jacksonville. The Clay County Sheriff's Office, who has been assisting our agency with this investigation, received information after the shooting that the shooter had authored several manifestos, one to his parents, one to the media, and one to federal agents. Portions of these manifestos detailed the shooter's disgusting ideology of hate. Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated, and he hated black people. He wanted to kill niggers. That's the one and only time I'll use that word. I want to be very clear that there is absolutely no evidence that the shooter is part of any large group. We know that he acted completely alone. If you take a look at the images on the screen, you'll be able to see what he utilized. The weapons that the shooter used today are a Glock and an AR-15 style rifle. This is a dark day in Jacksonville's history. Any loss of life is tragic, but the hate that motivated the shooter's killing spree adds an additional layer of heartbreak. There's no place for hate in our community, and this is not Jacksonville. As a member of this Jacksonville community, I am sickened by this cowardly shooter's personal ideology of hate. Homicide detectives are actively investigating this tragedy, and despite the fact that the shooter is dead, they will continue to investigate this until we have a complete understanding of what happened and even why he did it. Our Jacksonville community collectively cries tonight. To the victims and victims' families, our thoughts and prayers are with you now and will remain with you. Please know that in the face of this tragedy, this agency and our city stands with you. We stand united and resolved in our commitment to accountability. We stand united with each other. Those who have personally suffered loss and those who have been touched by this tragedy, we are with you. We stand united and resolved against all forms of hate. And at this time, I'll take any questions that I can.
Sheriff Waters, does the Sheriff's Office consider this a mass shooting, and why or why not?
Yes, it's a mass shooting, it's an active shooting, whatever you want to label it. It's a shooting that should not have happened under any circumstances. I don't think names of the shooting really matter. What matters is 3 people lost their life today.
Sheriff, there are reports that the suspect may have been seen on Edward Waters University at first and then made his way down the road. Can you confirm that? Was the plan to maybe start to go there?
I can't tell you what his mindset was while he was there, but he did go there, and he did put his vest on and a mask on, and then went directly to Dollar General.
Well, I'm heartbroken, obviously. This is a community that has suffered again and again. So many times, this is where we end up. And there were so many people out today, obviously grieving, upset. It's just something that should not and must not continue to happen in our community. It's too often the same folks. And this type of hate, you know, this type of, you see the swastikas on the gun. We must do everything that we can. We must do everything that we can to dissuade this type of hate. And so, I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating this is for all of us, because we've seen it too much. We've seen it too much. And this, as you know, was the anniversary of when we had the shooting at the Landing, and I believe that was also indicated in the manifesto that he was aware of that, and perhaps chose this date in alignment with that. So there's a lot here, but as the sheriff said, this was a hate-filled crime, and we just shouldn't have that kind of hate in Jacksonville.
Hey, you guys, so what do you think about this story? Do you think this tragic event was racially motivated? In my opinion, I definitely do. From the evidence that was given, letting the 2 white women leave spoke volumes to me. But I would like to hear from you guys. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you feel. And please pray for the ones that lost a loved one.